Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're serious about your training, I guarantee you've seen glutamine on the supplement shelf. But what does it actually do? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all the noise and give you the real science-backed guide. So let's ask the big question right up front. Is glutamine the secret key to building muscle? Or is it just one of the most overhyped supplements out there? It's been marketed for decades as a must-have, but let's find out if that's the whole story. So, first things first, what even is L-Glutamine? It's the most common amino acid in your entire body. Now, most of the time, your body makes all it needs. But when you put yourself under some serious stress, I'm talking about those absolutely brutal leg days, your body's demand for it just skyrockets. That's when it becomes conditionally essential, which is a fancy way of saying you suddenly need more than you can make. And that's where supplementation comes into the picture. All right, let's get right into the main event. This is why most people buy this stuff in the first place, building muscle. And I gotta be honest with you, what the science actually says, well, it might just surprise you. For years, the claim has been super simple and really powerful. Take glutamine and you'll build more muscle. The idea is that it directly flips the switch on muscle protein synthesis, the actual process of building new muscle. This single belief has sold a lot of glutamine. And here is the reality check. A massive meta-analysis, which is like the king of scientific evidence, a study of studies, looked at 47 different trials. And the conclusion? It was crystal clear. For healthy people who lift weights, taking glutamine showed no significant difference in building muscle or gaining strength when compared to just taking a placebo. Wow. So the number one reason people take it isn't really backed up by the best evidence we have. And you can see the disconnect right here. On the left, we have the theory, and on the right, we have the reality. See, in a lab setting, the theory kind of works. But for those of us out here in the real world who are eating enough protein from food, our glutamine levels are already topped off. That little bit extra from a supplement just doesn't move the needle for building new muscle. So if it's not a direct muscle builder, should you just throw your tub of glutamine in the trash? No way. Absolutely not. Because this is where the story gets really, really interesting. We've been so focused on what it does for offense, but glutamine's real power is on defense. Seriously, think of it as your body's all-star defensive lineman. And it plays defense in 3 huge ways. It gives you rapid recovery, it provides armor for your gut, and it acts as a shield for your immune system. And look, these are not small things. These are the absolute keys to consistency. And consistency is what really builds muscle in the long run. Okay, let's break down recovery. After a really tough workout, you get muscle damage. We can actually measure this with something called creatine kinase. Well, studies show glutamine helps bring those levels down. What does that mean for you? It means less of that crippling muscle soreness, DOMS, and a much faster return to full strength, so you can get back in the gym and hit it hard sooner. Next up is something that is totally changing the game in sports nutrition, the gut-muscle axis. Now, it sounds a little complicated, but the idea is simple. Your gut health is directly connected to your ability to build muscle. If your gut is weak, it can seriously sabotage your gains. And this is where glutamine is an absolute superstar. It is the #1 favorite fuel for the cells that line your intestines. It helps keep that gut wall strong and tight, preventing something called leaky gut. A stronger gut means less inflammation throughout your whole body, and less inflammation means your body is primed and ready to build muscle. A healthy gut is non-negotiable if you want to reach your potential. I think we've all been here. You just finished an incredibly hard week of training, you feel completely run down, and then bam, you catch a cold. That is not a coincidence. It's a real thing that scientists call the open window, where your immune system is temporarily suppressed. See, intense training drains your body's glutamine, and it turns out your immune cells are desperate for that stuff as fuel. When your levels are low, your immune system is vulnerable. So supplementing with glutamine helps feed those hungry immune cells, basically helping to shut that open window much faster. Studies on athletes have even shown it can lower infection rates, keeping you healthy and, most importantly, keeping you in the gym. Okay, so we know what glutamine really does now. The big question is, how do you actually use it strategically to get the best results? Let's lay out a game plan. Here is a super simple but really effective blueprint based on the science. Taking 5 to 10 grams right after your workout is perfect for kicking off that recovery process and reducing muscle damage. Then, taking another 5 grams before you go to bed helps support your immune system and your recovery while you sleep, which is really the prime time for your body to repair itself.
And you can make it even more powerful by stacking it. Taking it with creatine is a classic 1-2 punch. Creatine for power, glutamine for repair. Taking it with BCAAs is also a great idea. Leucine signals your body to build muscle, and glutamine creates the perfect environment for that to happen. And finally, taking it with your post-workout carbs might even help you refuel your muscles faster. Now, before we wrap this up, we have to cover safety. This is super important. While glutamine is perfectly safe for most of us, it is absolutely not for everyone, and you need to know if you might fall into one of these high-risk groups. Please pay very close attention to this. In your brain, glutamine can convert into something called glutamate, which is an excitatory neurotransmitter. For someone with bipolar disorder, that could actually trigger a manic episode. For those with epilepsy, it could lower their seizure threshold. And for anyone with severe liver or kidney problems, your body can't clear the byproducts, and that can lead to a dangerous buildup of ammonia. If any of this applies to you, you must talk to your doctor before even thinking about it. So, after digging through all the evidence, what is the final verdict? What's the real job of glutamine in a serious lifter's toolkit? Let's just reframe the whole thing. The myth is that glutamine is a muscle builder. The truth is, it's a consistency enabler. It doesn't directly pack on pounds of muscle. Instead, it creates the conditions that allow you to do the work that does. It lets you train harder, recover faster, and stay healthy enough to show up day after day. That is its real value. So, let's sum it all up. Your key takeaways are: glutamine is not a primary muscle builder. Its true power is on defense, in recovery, gut health, and immunity. Use it to support your consistency, especially when you're training really hard. It's the supplement that helps you stay in the game, and staying in the game is how you win long term. I absolutely love this analogy from the research. Don't think of glutamine as the bricks you're using to build the house. Think of it as the high-performance lubricating oil that keeps your body's engine running smooth, preventing it from breaking down when you're pushing it to its absolute limit. And that is the science-backed truth about glutamine. If this explainer helped you finally understand its real role in your training, do me a favor and smash that like button and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the science of getting strong. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.